Hi all you wonderful people. Welcome back to my channel, or maybe for the first time. Hello. And if you are here for the first time, and especially if you're returning and you haven't already, go on and hit that subscribe button. If you want to, I'm not the boss of you. Do what you choose. Live your best life. So in August, I have a pretty ambitious stack for me. And I was like, okay, well, let's see if we can get through all of them, because I looked at my planner and it turns out
I don't have a life, so
I've got time. Let's get right into it. So I decided that in August, I'm going to be continuing on with some of the series that I have already started. That in mind, here are a few that I'm going to try to get to, just so you know. When I get book recommendations or I see a book, at the time I will read the synopsis and think like, oh, this is something I want to read. But a lot of these books were recommended to me or something so long ago, and I don't really remember what the synopsises are about, so you know what, I'm just gonna go with what I can remember and maybe make up the rest, and at the end of the month we'll see whether I was right or not. First, we have A Clash of Kings. This is the second book in the Ice and Fire series by George R.R. Martin. In a previous video, I said that I had started the first one and I wanted to continue on. So this follows the adventures of the Stark family, the Lannisters, the other families that I cannot remember because they're all fighting and killing each other and backstabbing and, good times. I actually do want to finish this series by the end of the year, so we'll see. I'm also going to read this book for Tome Topple. I'll leave the announcement video for Tome Topple down below, and we'll see if I can get through this. It's like 900 pages. It's like, yep. It's like 950 or something. So, I got time. Next we have Crown of Midnight by Sarah J. Maas. This is part of the Throne of Glass series that I started in June, and I was not super impressed by the first book, but I was intrigued enough. And so I really just want to see if I will enjoy this. I don't really know what this one is about, except that it follows assassin Selena Sardothian and some misadventures maybe. I don't know, there's a plot, there's a king, there's a love triangle. And I know that I used air quotes on assassin, and I'm going to keep using air quotes on assassin until Sarah J. Maas can prove to me that Selena really is one. Otherwise, she's just a girl that wears pants and can use a sword really, really well. Next, we have Authority by Jeff VanderMeer, which is a continuation, is the second book in the Southern Reach series. The first book was Annihilation. And Annihilation follows the 12th expedition to this area that is blocked off from the rest of the earth, and it's like humans can't inhabit it, and so they keep sending expeditions there to find out why. And in the first book, this expedition, man, some crazy fucked up shit happens, and they're trying to figure out what is making this place uninhabitable. And so the second book continues on with that expedition. I think that there were some survivors from the first one. I can't tell you why or how they survived, but they did. And so I'm excited to see where this goes. And then I have a book that's not actually part of a series, but it's part of like a personal series. So I don't know if you can tell, but I'm Hamil Trash. And so I read Hamilton like, I don't know, a couple of years ago, and I got super into it because I was like,
y'all were doing the most in 1776.
Like, it was a lot. And so it got me interested in reading the presidential biographies. And so then at the beginning of the year, I finished Washington, because yes, our presidents have been trashed, but I want to know how they were trashed instead of just saying, oh, they're trash. So I've finished Washington, and so now I've moved on to John Adams. I've already started this. I started this in July, and I don't actually plan on finishing this month because it's a chunker and it's like nonfiction and a little boring. I'm still very unsure of how he became president because so far he's bored me, and I can't imagine that he was stirring the people up, especially after Washington being president. So I'm continuing on with this in my own personal presidential biography series. We'll see how far I get in this. That'll be fun to see. So far, I think they're at like the first. Oh, they just declared war. They just declared their independence from England, and he hasn't done much. He said a few speeches. That was 200 pages. But I will continue on. So I have Mrs. Everything by Jennifer Weiner. And I used to love reading her books. I think I read Good in Bed and The Other Sister. And then I just didn't read a bunch of, like I read some other stuff. And then I didn't read her for a very long time. I don't know why. It starts off with two sisters and how they're very, very different. And how they grow up to have, I think, the lives that the other sister would have had. And how it all comes to be. I'm always here for some family drama, some sibling relationships. It's my jam, so I think I'll enjoy it, but we'll see. I also have Landline by Rainbow Rowell. I've never read Rainbow Rowell. It's not like a priority thing. I don't really get her hype. She seems alright, I guess. Maybe. Tell me otherwise. But this, I believe, is, did a wife lost her husband either through divorce or death or something, and the only way they're communicating is through her landline. So, but like in different decades. So it's a ghost love story. This isn't a YA novel. This is adult fiction. So I don't really know. I don't even know if I'm gonna like her writing. You know what? It doesn't matter. We're gonna find out. We're gonna see whether this is good or whether this is trash. If you know, tell me. Give me a little warning. Don't tell me what it's about. Just warn me beforehand. That'd be great. I'll also be reading Such a Fun Age by Kiley, Reid. And this is about a black woman who is a nanny for this white woman, and then I think she gets accused of kidnapping the child that she's like a nanny for. And once again, I'm not fully sure what it's about, but it's been hyped mostly. There have been a few people I know that didn't really enjoy it, but I'm excited to get to this for sure. And last, but certainly not least, or maybe it is least, I don't know, I've never read this book. I've never read anything by this author, is Some Luck by Jane Smiley. This is another family kind of generational drama. It follows like the 100 years of a particular family, the brothers and sisters and the parents, and I think that they live on this farm, and I'm sure that there's some drama eventually about ownership of the farm, or there's family tensions. Like I said earlier, I love me some good family drama, so we'll see how far this goes, and if I'll enjoy this family and their drama. I might not. They may just be boring people with boring problems, and somebody somehow got 3 books out of it. It's very possible. It has happened. I said that was the last book, but I actually added one more book that I'm going to listen to on audiobook, and that is The Editor by Stephen Rowley. This is about a guy who sells his book to a publishing house, and the editor is Jackie Kennedy Onassis, and it talks about their relationship. I think that there's some drama because he writes about his family drama, and so like I think that changes like his relationships, and he's like, I don't know whether I should write this or not. I don't know. This was written by Stephen Rowley, who also wrote Lily and the Octopus, and I read that earlier this year and I loved it, and so I wanted to read more from him because I really enjoyed Lily and the Octopus. You should also go read Lily and the Octopus. It's about this guy, and he has a dog, and she has an octopus on her head, and their journey together with Lily having this octopus thing on her head and how he deals with it, and also how Lily helps him cope with his own life issues. And it was good and heartfelt and a little heartbreaking, but go read it. Enjoy it, please. So those are all the books that I am planning on reading in August while I do absolutely nothing else. And so if you've read any of these books, let me know what you thought of them. If you think that I shouldn't read any of these books, let me know so that I'm still gonna waste my time, I'm not gonna lie. But I will be quick to DNF something if it is trash. Or maybe not. Sometimes, am I the only person that like hate reads a book? Like, you know that it's trash, and then you continue reading it anyway just to see how much trash it really is?
Just me? No. Okay.
Anyway, thanks for watching this video. If you've stayed this long, say something in the comments. Be friendly. Let's be friends. Until next time, bye.